Hey guys, here's a holiday inspired makeup tutorial for you guys using golds and greens, which I think are very festive for this time of year. It kind of reminds me of a Christmas tree with, you know, the green of the tree and then the gold lights and decorations. So I kind of just felt like doing something holiday inspired today, and this is what it is. I can't really zoom in for you guys very easily because I don't have my remote, which is really sad because normally for tutorials I zoom in and show you guys kind of what it looks like. But hopefully I'll have pictures, and in the tutorial part you'll be able to see. So I'm also going to link in the bottom bar my last year's holiday inspired look, which was silver and gold, which I just think the intro of it's very like, I don't know, holiday. I like watching it. So I'm going to link that as well if you guys want to check it out, and I'm going to get started. Bye. I'm going to start by priming my eyes with MAC's Rubenesque Paint Pot. This is my favorite one. I've had this for so long. It's kind of drying out though. And I'm going to pat that all over my lid, and this is just going to help the colors keep from creasing. This stuff really works too. One time I forgot to put it on and my shadows creased, and I was like, yep, I love those paint pots. Then I'm going to use one of Makeup Forever's Metal Powders in number 3 and my MAC 239 brush to apply this all over the inner 2/3 of my lid. So I'm going to put it on my brush, tap off the extra, and pat this all over the inner 2/3. This color is so vibrant on its own that I didn't feel the need to use a colored base underneath it or to use it wet, which I normally would with a lot of the MAC pigments, but this color is just very like liquid gold all on its own. I'm also going to put a little bit of this Makeup Forever Metal Powder in number 1. This one's just a little bit more golden. I'll compare the two for you. The first color I put on has a little bit more of a bronze tint to it. And then this one, the second color, is more golden. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that right over the color just to kind of give it a little bit more of a true gold color. I'm just lightly putting that on over all of the gold. Next I'm going to use this little baby pigment that came in last year's MAC Holiday Gift Kit, and this one is in teal. And I'm also going to use the MAC 242 brush, which is very similar to the 239 that we just used. And if you only have one, you could just use the other side of the 239, but I just didn't want to get my colors mixed up since I'm doing my eyes separately. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this teal pigment. I believe this color is permanent. And I'm just going to pat this on the remaining part of my lid. I'm also going to bring it up and around the gold just a little bit. And then I'm going to flip the brush over to the side that has less green, and I'm going to kind of blend these colors together by just pulling the edge between the two, just kind of going back and forth and blending the gold to the green and kind of making it smoke out a little bit. You can also take the brush that has gold on it, and do the same thing. Just kind of brush those two colors together. Then just to add a little bit of dimension, I'm going to use a little bit of MAC's Amber Lights eyeshadow, and I'm going to use the same brush that I used for those gold shadows. And I'm going to put this just on the center of the lid, kind of right where the shadows meet. And this is just a darker, deeper gold, a little bit more orange, and it just adds dimension. It kind of looks like the light is hitting off different areas of the lid. Then using my 217 brush from MAC, I'm going to combine two green colors. This one's Steamy from MAC. It's permanent, you can still get it. And then this one's Fiction. And Fiction's a really old color. You can't get your hands on it anymore, but you can find a dupe in one of your palettes or just use kind of a deep hunter green looking color. Tap off all the extra, and I'm just going to smoke this out. Now I'm holding it way, way back on the brush, and that's just going to give me a little bit of less control, and that makes the strokes a little bit lighter. I'm just using this to smoke out that teal color. I'm also pulling this color very, very slightly underneath my bottom lash line, just the outer bit. Kind of connecting the colors like I did on this side, how it's kind of smoked out here. Then in order to make this line a little bit less harsh where these colors are, I'm going to use my MAC 227 brush with a highlight color. So I'm going to use Brule, which is kind of my go-to highlight color. It's this one. It's just like a really light color. I've used a lot of it. And I'm just going to load that up on my 227 brush and kind of use that as a highlight color underneath my brows, but it's also just going to help make that line a little bit less harsh. Just kind of blends it out and makes it fade really nicely. Next, using the same 217 brush, I'm going to use a little bit of Carbon from MAC, which is a black, and I'm literally getting like the tiniest bit on the very, very tip of my brush, holding it far back again, and just putting it right on that corner. And again, that will just help smoke it out. Next, I'm going to apply this beautiful green eyeliner. This is Undercurrent Pearlglide liner from MAC, and it's a really pretty sparkly green. It's really creamy. I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes. As well as on my waterline. So for this, I'm going to pull down on my lower lash lid and kind of get it on that inner rim. And then for the top, I'm going to use my favorite black, which is Feline from MAC. And I'm doing this new thing. It's one of my resolutions for 2011 is not to pull on my lids at all when I'm applying eyeliner. So I'm kind of teaching myself to just take my time with it. It takes a lot longer to not pull because it's not as precise. You have to be like really, it takes a long time. But it's definitely worth it because it won't lead to premature wrinkles. I'm going to curl my lashes. And then apply my mascara. This is Makeup Forever Smoky Lash in Extra Black. This one's kind of dried out. I need to get a new one. I love this mascara when it's like not dried out. That completes the eyes. For cheeks, I'm going to use this one, which is Feeling from MAC. It's a little bit of a plummy color, which is kind of a little more wintry. Normally I go for kind of bright pinks like these ones, but I think that plums kind of are a little bit more seasonal. So I'm just gonna put that kind of on my apples. It's a little bit of a dark color, so I can't use too much. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Pearl Cream Color Base from MAC, which is just a nice cheek highlight. I love this one. I'm just going to put it right on the top of my cheekbones, and that just helps kind of make my face look a little dewy. For lips, I'm going to start out with my favorite lip liner, which is Nude from Maybelline. And I'm just going to put this all over like a lipstick. And I already had a little bit of Korres Lip Butter on while I was doing this tutorial just to moisturize my lips. And then over that, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's gloss in Nougat 41. It's kind of a nude pinky gloss. It's really pretty. So that's it. That completes this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful holiday season. I love you guys. Bye.